good morning, everyone. My name is Bobette Yates.
And I'm Don Brennan, along with John Scalzi, and I like that the students are showing law enforcement that, hey, we're on your side. We're all in this together.
That's
everything.
true.
That kind of goes for everything. That election, the world, I mean, the country, you know.
Well, you can't do anything without the other person, so the better we come together, the better it will be.
Definitely, for
Good
sure.
call.
We
Yeah,
can't do anything
absolutely.
about this crazy weather, though, John.
You know, we got 3 confirmed dead now in northeast Alabama as tornadoes ripped through there last night. A lot of structure damage. There's ongoing tornadoes even this morning, tornadoes on the ground, and some very heavy rainfall falling over areas that were on fire, you know, obviously, in parts of Tennessee. So hopefully that will help out, but it's also accompanied by some gusty winds, so it's kind of a double-edged sword. Yeah, it's a rough weather start to the morning. But for us, it's not too bad. You had a little fog as you came through. There is some patchy fog out there this morning. It's not widespread, and it's not a major issue. There are no warnings being issued for the fog. But nevertheless, pay attention to your roadway. That fog can come up on you pretty quickly out there. Titan radar showing dry conditions across the state currently. We'll have daytime highs today that top out in the near 80-degree range, a little bit warmer perhaps, and not much in the way of a rainfall chance today, but that could change tomorrow. And we'll talk about that coming up in just a few.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. As he said, there might be some fog in certain areas, so just be aware of that. But right now, everything's looking good. Fog or not, traffic is moving along. What little traffic there is in Manatee County, and as you head down into Sarasota County, that too is looking good all the way from up north in the city down all the way into Northport.
All right, and topping the news this morning, a man is in custody after breaking into a home and assaulting a police dog.
It happened overnight in Bradenton as deputies arrived at the house on Bay Drive and heard a commotion inside. And they saw a man jump through a sliding glass door, shattering it completely. Deputies released one of their canine units named Loki, and Loki chased the man, but he slammed a fence gate on him, and Loki continued to pursue and bit the man through, though he started punching Loki until deputies forced him to stop. The man was taken into custody. Canine Loki is recovering. In a viral video as locals speaking out.
Yes, many are upset after a Tampa gun store was not only robbed, but had its doors rammed in by a truck. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the story.
Watch this. Surveillance video inside and outside a Tampa gun store shows the vehicle crashing through the front window, and then over a dozen well-disguised people in matching outfits run in to loot the store. It happened at the Tampa Arms Company near Northdale Mabry. By the time they were finished, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says they stole more than 40 weapons.
Here, Brooke, did you read this thing?
Break into the store up and down.
I heard about it.
Word of the smash and grab traveled fast to Sarasota. We showed the video to the owner of the Bullet Hole on Orange Avenue.
What's your reaction when I show you that video?
Well, when I saw the video, I feel sorry for the owner of the shop. First off, this guy's put his life and his blood, sweat, and tears into building a business to survive and pay his bills.
Francis Missantone didn't want to criticize other stores' security or lack thereof, and he also wouldn't go on the record detailing his own anti-theft measures. Among the weapons stolen in Tampa, assault-style rifles like this one. Missantone says all the stolen goods should be well marked, and that could lead to arrests.
Each firearm that's missing has a serial number, and that serial number is going to go right into the database. So virtually, if they get caught with that gun, one person gets caught with that gun, they're going to take the blame for all the missing firearms. So this is going to put somebody on the hot seat real quick.
But for neighbors around this gun shop and in Tampa, arrests can't come soon enough. Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The store is offering a $10,000 reward for any information that leads to the return of their weapons.
Yes, an endangered teen is missing this morning.
Manatee County Sheriff officials say that she ran away from her home late last night. According to the report, a Miracle Cannon got into an argument with the woman taking care of her. She then packed a backpack and left the home, but she did not take her medicine. Anyone with information about her whereabouts is asked to call the sheriff's office immediately. Also this morning, more details surfacing in the case of a 22-month-old child that died.
The release of the 911 call from the night that he died is bringing them to light. The child, Ethan Thompson, and the Manatee Sheriff's Office says a neighbor made the emergency call for him. During the call to dispatchers, the neighbor said Ethan had a cold, and when his mother gave him medicine and a bath, he became unresponsive. At the start of the call, the neighbor said Ethan was breathing, but his breathing stopped a few minutes into it. Ethan was pronounced dead at the hospital, and his stepfather has been charged with aggravated child abuse. And schools on the Suncoast and around the country are exploring different ways to stop student drug use.
That includes a new program at Sarasota High, which has over 400 students involved. The program is called Drug-Free Youth, or DFY, offers discounts for from local hotspots to kids who submit to random drug testing. Students participating choose to do so themselves, and many say that that aspect of the program, that student involvement, is what makes it so unique.
Students are having a bigger impact on the program than adults, so I think it's helping make more kids want to join and take it more serious.
The adults, they do everything they can to get kids into DeFi, but I think the kids have a lot to do with it.
Now the program is looking to expand its reach to 600 students by the end of the year.
And some students from Palmetto High School also stepping up. They are partnering with the local company Esterline Landscape to redo the front of the Palmetto Police Department. This morning, students will be at the station helping to spruce up the landscape, all volunteering their time to show appreciation for their law enforcement. And a new medical marijuana clinic set to open in South Sarasota County.
Though the facility will not be selling the drug, it will provide therapy for patients using it. It's called the Compassionate Cannabis Clinic, and it is set to open its doors at the beginning of this year in Venice. The clinic will be a full-service medical practice. Owners say they will only provide cannabis therapy within the guidelines of Florida law, and that patients can start scheduling appointments mid-December. Now, Florida Power and Light customers, get ready to shell out some extra cash.
Oh my. FP&L says their prices will be rising at the beginning of the new year. State regulators have now approved a settlement to include more than $800 million in base rate increases, with the first of those increases set to take effect on January 1st. While many are concerned about the changes, some commissioners suggest the increase is needed to help provide customers better service.
It allows for the service to continue in a way that people will continue to receive the satisfaction that they're looking for, and that their pockets won't be injured in the process.
The final rate increase is actually less than originally planned. FP&L proposed a $1.3 billion increase earlier this year, and the company saying with the new rate, customers will only see their bills go up about $8 a month.
Now, there's no need for electricity if you're spending your day outdoors. And Manatee County Parks and Natural Resources Department is looking to get some information from you to help them better make that outdoor experience. Now, they're asking you for feedback on what you would like area parks to look like in the future. Officials will host several information sessions at local libraries. For a full list you want to go of those meetings and location, you can want to go to our website, mysuncoast.com, and we'll have all the details for you. Now, some Northport residents are getting into the holiday spirit this week.
Bakers are showing off their skills in the annual Gingerbread Land contest, and the event is hosted by the city's volunteer program and the Northport Police Department. The contest is for kids of all ages, including big kids over 18 years old that are in the Christmas spirit. Everybody's a kid at Christmas time. The goal is to let children's imaginations run wild and support their creativity.
It's a way for families to have a project to do at Christmas time, and for us to foster community participation with the police department and the city of Northport.
The winner will be announced at the Poinsettia Festival and tree lighting this Friday.
Now, speaking of winter festivities, a local animal rescue organization is selling poinsettias for a good cause. Tender Hearts Charities in Sarasota is selling the plants to raise money to cover spaying and neutering, microchipping, and vaccination costs for area rescue animals. Officials say their hope is to help the pets find forever homes this year. Now, speaking of holiday cheer, we've been asking you to send your favorite photos of your festivities. And on Facebook, we got some this morning.
Yeah, we're taking a look at some of them. These are all featuring some little holiday helpers. This is Amanda Still Wagner sent in this photo of the whole family. And Carol Stein Smith sent in this picture of her daughter decorating outside.
That's so cute. Aw.
And we would love to see how you're getting ready for the most wonderful time of the year. Just comment on our Facebook page with either your comments or post some pictures about you getting ready for the holiday. And John got ready for the holiday with the Venice Parade last weekend, and then we have the Sarasota Parade this Saturday night going down Main Street.
And the weather should be great for that.
Oh,
yeah, it looks like it's going to be
sweater
really
weather,
nice.
or can I wear shorts? What, John?
We know you like to
You
wear
always
shorts.
wear shorts, Don.
Well,
You're wearing shorts
Not
right
when
now.
it's cold. I've gotten in trouble from viewers when I've gone out to places and it's been a little chilly, so I've had pants on.
That's good.
And
No,
they give me grief.
it'll be mild. It'll be nice. The whole winter looks like it's being mild. You know, maybe about I'd say 2 weeks from now, we might have our first real blast of cold air. In time for Christmas, maybe.
Yes, indeed.
Hopefully.
So it might be a cold Christmas after all.
It might be. It might be. If everything times out perfectly, we might get a pretty strong cold front through here in about 2 weeks.
I don't know if I'm prepared for that.
I know. A lot of people aren't. Weather forecast coming up for you in just a few.
And still to come, we'll introduce you to a Suncoast woman that works overtime to give back to the community by throwing the perfect party.
Coming up later, new details in the case of a kidnapped California mom. We'll tell you what law enforcement has to say about her physical condition. Stay with us.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a pretty quiet condition outside right now. I'll have to say that the air temperature is coming in very mild indeed at 68 degrees. Dew point's also pretty high, coming in at 66, and temperature and dew point pretty close to each other. Again, about a 2 or 3 degree temperature spread this morning in most locations, and that is what you need to get a little bit of fog out there. And we do have some patchy fog once again this morning, just as we had yesterday morning. Southeast wind coming in at about 9 is preventing that fog from being too thick. And all locations, and in the locations where it does form, it's mostly in wind-protected areas. So we'll watch for that warm temperature to carry on right straight through the next several days, despite the fact that we have a cold front that'll be approaching us tomorrow morning. 68 degrees in Wauchula, Mayaca, Arcadia coming in at 69, 68 degrees in Parrish, Bradenton at 69, Lakewood Ranch 68, 69 degrees in Northport, Punta Gorda, Inglewood, 70 in Venice, 72 at Longboat Key. Across the state of Florida right now, the radar picture is very similar to what we have here locally, which is nothing. We have no blips whatsoever. It is dry aloft. We aren't getting too much in the way of any rain showers anywhere over land. Over water, we do get a few scattered patches of light rain or drizzle. Key West seeing a few scattered showers there, but none of those are going to impact us. We stay dry today. Deep south is getting hammered again with some very heavy rainfall. The good news is that we're getting some pretty heavy rains over areas that are on fire in Tennessee. There are many, many spotty fires, and some of them are producing, of course, lots of damage in and around the Gatlinburg area and such. Now we're getting perhaps as much as 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rainfall over that general area, so that's helpful. On the downside, of course, it comes with the risk of severe weather, and there have been multiple tornadoes. I believe I counted 27 tornadoes in the last 24 hours in this area of the Deep South. And that will continue on through the morning hours till about 11 o'clock. That's when these warnings will be allowed to expire. Probably new ones will develop a little bit further to the east of that, however. And there have been reported deaths and multiple injuries because of those storms, mostly in Alabama, northeastern Alabama. An area of low pressure and the frontal boundary associated with it are responsible for that inclement weather. That all drifts off to the north and to the east, and as it does so, drags the tail end of a very weakened cold front through our area tomorrow. No risk of severe weather with this system whatsoever. Our winds stay out of the south. It'll be a humid afternoon for us with a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. As this very weak system passes through, we might get a sprinkle, maybe a little bit of light rain. That's really about it. High pressure then builds in there after our wind shift northwest. We get in some drier air, and for a few days our temperatures are a little cooler and the humidity is cut just a little bit, so it'll be nice. We have a southeast wind coming in at about 10 to 15 this afternoon, subsiding to about 10 later this evening. That'll bring you a moderate chop with 2 to 4 foot seas once again today. Forecast over the next several days calls for warm temperatures. Even tomorrow, with that frontal boundary, our temperature will probably be around the 80-degree mark. Friday, we lower our temperature just a little bit. Actually, sorry, there's no rainfall on Friday. That should be on Thursday. And then on Sunday, another 30% chance of a shower or two. Don?
All right, taking a look at our traffic maps right now. Still looking pretty good out there. A little bit of congestion building up off 301, but still early, so nothing major to report. Taking a look south, also green lights there, no major incidents all the way down into South County. And behind one woman's glitz and glamour is a heart devoted to helping others.
This week's amazing Suncoast woman not only plans many galas and parties, but also focuses on building up her community. ABC 7's Linda Carson has this story.
Margaret Wise is a very busy woman.
I'm the founder of Designing Women, where we are today, and I'm on the Hospital Foundation Board. I've been on the Hospital Foundation Board for 16 years. I've been president twice. I'm on the board of the Oslo. I've been president of the Oslo twice. I was on the board of the Opera.
And also Selby Gardens. The idea for Designing Women was born on 9/11 when Margaret, Diana Roskamp, and Jean Widener Goldstein put their heads together.
So we really ought to do something where we could earn some money rather than just keep asking people for money.
And they came up with the idea for the Designing Women Boutique.
We all like vintage stores, high-end vintage stores, and at that time we didn't have one in Sarasota, and so we decided we would do a high-end vintage store.
The Designing Women Boutique has now given over $2 million to 37 different Suncoast charities. Margaret is a Mississippi girl.
I went to Mississippi State, and the president of the college introduced me to his brother later on in life, and that was Bill. And so Bill and I married almost 40 years ago.
She enjoyed her career.
I had a real estate company in Jackson, and I did real estate in Texas.
Her husband also had a very successful career.
My husband was general counsel of Shell Oil Company for 35 years.
25 years ago, they moved to Sarasota. Margaret got her real estate license here, but she was never able to use it.
And then my mother came down, she was sick. Then he got very sick. And so I could do charity work because if I didn't show up, somebody's there to cover for me.
She has known terrible tragedy.
I had one daughter, and she died when she was 19.
How did she get through that?
My religion, my faith, and I leaned on it heavy, and my family.
Margaret has never asked for gratitude or acclaim for her work, but she gets quiet satisfaction as she sees the many things in this town that she helped to build.
Well, about the hospital, I think, oh, we helped do that wing. I go to the Opera House, I think, oh, we helped do that.
And she did it all because she wanted to make a positive difference in her community. And her life lesson?
Just don't take it too seriously. Just don't take it too seriously. And just keep on going. Just keep on going.
So thank you, Margaret Wise, for all of your work to make Sarasota the great community it is. You are truly an amazing woman. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right.
That serious dedication, really amazing.
It really is. A tragedy and still overcoming and helping out the community.
Yeah, that is.
It's good
Way
stuff.
to go, Margaret.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast. We'll tell you how a popular messenger app is getting into the arcade game business. When you can try out the new fun features, we'll bring that to you.
And dozens are arrested following a protest all over the country surrounding minimum wage rates. Stay with us.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
Join Save Our Seabirds, the Baltimore Orioles, and ABC 7 for Run for the Birds, December 4th at Ed Smith Stadium. The 5K 1-mile fun run will end at home plate and be followed by a festival with live music, food, and fun. Register today at raceroster.com.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little Sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
And good morning to you. It's 5:25. And are you a Facebook Messenger fan? Or do you spend a good portion of your day using the app? Well, get ready for lots more fun.
Ooh, lots more fun, yeah, because the company is releasing arcade games, a new feature in their popular app. ABC's Kenneth Gibson and Diane Macedo have the details.
In today's Tech Bites, let the games begin. Facebook has added instant games to Messenger.
Oh, you can now use the chat app for one-on-one action with Pac-Man, Galaga, and much, much more. Even challenge your friends and show off your scores.
Google, in the meantime, has updated its time-lapse feature for several cities and landmarks, adding new data going back to 1984. This is a time-lapse for Dubai in '84 and today. Fascinating. You can also see how Antarctica has changed, as well as London and New York.
And And from high-tech to a decidedly low-tech gift idea, this is the fondoodler. Basically, it's a hot glue gun, but for cheese.
This is low tech. You load it with cheese, which it melts, and then squirt the liquid cheese onto crackers or chips. A low tech device, no matter how you slice it.
But think about how much better everything is with cheese.
That is where the technology genius
It's going on my wish list this year. Those are your Tech Bites. Bites.
Bites in tech.
Tech Bites. Brought to you by Cottonelle.
Cottonelle asked real people about cleaning their bums.
What?
What does Clean Ripple Texture do?
Catches all the stuff that you want to get out.
This is really nice. This one is like it goes the extra step.
It's it, all clean.
How does being clean feel?
Kind of sassy.
Breezy.
Hands up. Whee!
My bum is saying thank you very much.
Clean Ripple Texture is designed to clean better. Go Cottonelle, go Commando.
Eucerin has been solving dry skin problems for over 100 years. Discover Eucerin Advanced Repair. It moisturizes dry, itchy, rough skin for immediate relief and proven 48-hour moisture. For healthier looking skin, look for Eucerin, now in the red cap.
Hurricane season is here. We'll make sure you're prepared. Watch our hurricane special on our ABC7 app and all our live streaming platforms.
Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Black Friday's biggest deals are still here. That's right, the Black Friday sales event is going strong at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or check out the stylish new Jeep Renegade, starting at just $16,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
What makes America's #1 beach even better? How about seafood and music? Don't miss the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival happening Saturday and Sunday, December 3rd and 4th from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival December 3rd and 4th. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
Breaking overnight, at least 3 people killed and many others injured by tornadoes in Alabama. We'll have the latest.
Investigators are still trying to determine what caused a Colombian airplane to go down, killing most of a Brazilian soccer team.
And President-elect Donald Trump continues to announce new members of his administration, causing concerns by many on social media.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And welcome back. I'm Bobeth Yates.
And along with John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday morning. And whew, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Not all of it good, John.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You hate to hear any time of a storm doing damage to property, but your heart just sinks when there are fatalities involved. And such was the case overnight. The threat is ongoing, actually, in parts of Alabama, northeast Alabama, where there have been tornadoes on the ground this morning. There have there's tornado watches issued for a large swath of the deep south, right straight through about 11 o'clock this morning, and they'll probably be extended on later than that. The good news is that within this general storm structure, there is some fairly heavy rain falling over those wildfires that are in Tennessee, so hopefully there's some good to come out of some of this.
We'll hope so.
Yes. That same storm system will actually be bringing a cold front our way tomorrow. We'll be talking about that in just a few minutes. There is some patchy fog out there. Those areas indicated in yellow, that little spotty yellow up to the north, that is actually visibility limiting fog that could produce slowdown on roadways. But there is some patchy fog in between those visibilities, recording in at 10 miles right now. And some of that could actually cause you to reduce speed on the highways, particularly in inland areas. No rain falling across the Suncoast, and daytime highs today will top out near the 80-degree mark with little chance of rainfall today. That may change tomorrow, however. What you got on the roadways?
Nice tease, John. All right, well, volume's starting to pick up in Manatee County, but not by much, and it's not causing any problems. Everything is sailing along at this point, and as you head down into Sarasota County, the same is holding true there. No accidents or delays in Sarasota, the city of Sarasota, and the rest of the county is looking pretty good as well, thankfully.
Well, developing overnight, people have been killed as a line of storms and possible tornadoes move across northern Alabama.
Reportedly, the 3 killed were all in a mobile home in Rosalie in northeast Alabama. There have also been a number of other injuries reported. 16 to 20 structures in Jackson County have been destroyed, and there have been multiple reports of possible tornadoes across several counties in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee.
Meanwhile, the blazing wildfires in Tennessee have turned deadly.
3 people have been killed there, and a dozen others have been injured. The fire is spreading so rapidly, forcing thousands to leave their homes. It has been a devastating 24 hours across the state of Tennessee. The wildfire is burning near Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, causing massive destruction. So far, at least 150 buildings have been wiped out by the flames, including iconic homes and a resort as well. Wildfires have been burning for several weeks across the drought-stricken South, but as John said, rain is falling now, and hopefully that will help.
But the devastating effect of the fires spread beyond the state of Tennessee. People right here on the Suncoast saying they're concerned. One local couple says they fear their home near the danger zone, and they told ABC 7 a neighbor called to deliver the bad news.
Because of the high winds during the night, which he said reached approximately 100 miles an hour, that the skirting around my park model had blown away.
The Eason family adds their neighbors also reported significant damage nearby, creeping closer to 2 miles away from their home. Now the world is mourning the loss of the Chacapini football team after a plane goes down in Colombia.
The unspeakable tragedy prompting 3 days of official mourning for athletes, and the team rose from relative obscurity, making their way into the finals of the major tournament. But that fairy tale was short-lived. A devastating plane crash claiming the lives of most of the team. In Brazil, there will be 3 days of official mourning, as I said, and all football matches have been suspended for a week. 71 people in total died in the crash. In a tear-jerking video just a few days ago, the soccer team surprised their teammate with a gift. One of the teammates with baby boots and the news that he was to become a new dad. You see, the joy and elation showed when Seguinho read that he and his wife Graciela were to be parents Look at this. He's just finding out. It's heartrending. In fact, the whole team shared in that joy, making it more emotional. They all got so into it. Teguinho was one of the 71 killed. Just before the plane crash, teammates made the video and say they were arriving in Colombia. The team was traveling in the finals of the Copa Sudamerica, and the goal by Teguinho put them into the finals. He was just 22 years old. And the death of dictator Fidel Castro continues to affect the country of Cuba.
Overnight, more than a dozen speakers addressed the crowd in Havana, paying tribute to the both loved and hated former leader. ABC's Marcia Gonzalez has the details.
In the crowd of thousands, beneath waving Cuban flags, tear-streaked faces at this massive memorial rally honoring Fidel Castro.
Fidel is an example for me. I love that man.
His brother, Cuba's current president Raul Castro, on stage in Havana's historic Revolution Square, joined by more than 20 world leaders. Those who spoke and many in the crowd praising the 90-year-old who died Friday, reflecting on what they see as the legacy of his nearly half a century in power.
It's our big father, you know. It's was a great teacher.
With no acknowledgement of his regime's oppressive practices and human rights abuses reported to this day. This woman saying her father was just beaten and thrown in jail in Cuba for not paying tribute to Castro at this public memorial. Now the memorial is continuing as the caravan carrying Castro's ashes begins its trek across the country ahead of a private funeral on Sunday. Marcia Gonzalez, ABC News, Havana.
And a husband coming to the aid or rescue of his wife as chilling new details coming out in the case of the California mom who was kidnapped and held captive for weeks.
After vanishing for 3 weeks and being found on Thanksgiving, the mom confirming brutal captive conditions. 34-year-old Cherie Papini told law enforcement officers that her captors branded her. Her husband, Keith, added that her face was covered in bruises and the bridge of her nose was broken. Her body was covered in burns. Now, sheriff officials say changing Papini's appearance could be an act of psychological warfare.
Either an exertion of power and control and or maybe some type of message to humiliate them, wear her down, or show her who's in control.
Now, the sheriff's office says they're still looking into issues of this, trying to figure out if sex trafficking was one of the possible motives. Authorities are trying to fill in the gap with information and say that one of the mysteries is where Papini was held.
Yeah, it was supposedly 2 women in an SUV that held her. They chopped her hair to change her appearance, and also she was down to 87 pounds. She was emaciated.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Changing gears, Donald Trump's cabinet continuing to take shape this morning.
The president-elect recently named multiple new officials. ABC 7's Janie Norman is in Washington with the details.
Yet another meeting with former foe Mitt Romney.
And I have to tell you, I've been impressed by what I've seen in the transition effort.
To the dismay of some supporters, Trump and the former presidential hopeful having dinner last night as the president-elect continues weighing who he'll pick for Secretary of State. His latest cabinet choices, Republican Congressman Tom Price of Georgia for Secretary of Health and Human Services. Price, an orthopedic surgeon and fierce critic of Obamacare. Trump also picking former Labor Secretary Elaine Chao to head the Department of Transportation. The wife of Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, Chao was the only member of President George W. Bush's cabinet to serve all 8 years. For Treasury Secretary, Trump picking his campaign finance chairman, Steve Mnuchin, who spent 17 years working for Goldman Sachs. Overnight, word of a done deal on one of Trump's big campaign promises.
Believe me, if I were in office right now, Carrier would not be leaving Indiana. That I can tell you.
Air conditioning company Carrier making a deal to keep its manufacturing plant and 1,000 jobs in Indianapolis instead of moving to Mexico. Trump tweeting, "Great deal for workers." This after one of the president-elect's first tweets Tuesday took aim at the First Amendment, tweeting, "Nobody should be allowed to burn the American flag. If they do, there must be consequences, perhaps loss of citizenship or a year in jail." That tweet setting off a firestorm on social media. The Supreme Court deciding 26 years ago flag burning is protected under the First Amendment. One of the justices who agreed, the late Antonin Scalia, who Trump has often praised. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
And Donald Trump's promise to keep jobs in the U.S. is seemingly paying off already. An air conditioning company named Carrier says it's reached a deal with Donald Trump to keep about 1,000 jobs in Indiana. An official confirmed that the president-elect and Indiana Governor Mike Pence would appear with Carrier officials tomorrow. And a series of nationwide protests striving to raise the minimum wage have now led to law enforcement action.
Officers arresting dozens of protesters during their rally. 26 people were handcuffed in Manhattan after the seemingly peaceful protest. Officials say those protests were blocking those arrested were blocking the traffic. Similar events taking place in Boston, with dozens being arrested for protesting there. Workers from fast food chains and airports were among those wanting the minimum wage to be risen from $15. Yesterday, several states holding rallies of their own, including some in Virginia, Georgia, and Illinois.
I'm here to help support the people who want to get a decent wage. I think the people who work hard in America, in our state of Illinois, who are raising kids, working jobs, they deserve a decent wage. And that's what this movement is all about.
The groups are looking to send a message to Trump administration and hope that their efforts will work for better pay for the future.
Definitely.
And the FBI is piecing together the motives behind the attack of the Ohio State University that led to 11 people injured and a suspect dead.
Agents have recovered at least 2 devices belonging to the suspect, and now ISIS is claiming responsibility for inspiring the attack on the campus. Investigators will only say they are looking at terrorism as a possible motive. The man said to be responsible, Abdul Artan's Facebook page did have a post paying tribute to al-Qaeda. Whether or not he was affiliated with any terrorist group has not yet been determined, although ISIS did say that he was one of their agents.
Now, during those attacks on Ohio State's campus, one man has been recognized as a hero.
Authorities say he grabbed the suspect's weapon. Andy Payne is a former Army veteran, or he is actually a current Army veteran. Yeah. He was nearby Monday when suspect Abdul Artan plowed his car into a group of students and broke out a butcher knife. Payne says he didn't have time to react, time to think. He just reacted.
That's when the individual got out with the knife and started swinging it at people. He attacked someone to my right first, and then he went to attack me, and I grabbed the knife with my hand.
11 people in total, as we said, were injured in those attacks, and the suspect was shot by a police officer just seconds after arriving on the scene.
Now, we've been asking you guys to tell us about your holidays and share your thoughts and pictures with us, and we got some on Facebook this morning.
Yeah, we're taking a look at some of them right now. Is today's topic kids, which should be during the holidays. Katie Adams sent in this picture of her little helper there, and Lisa Breeden snapping this moment of her son at the tree.
That's a beautiful tree.
It really is a nice tree. See, a lot of people day after Thanksgiving or the weekend after Thanksgiving, they have time, go out, grab a tree and start to decorate and get right into the Christmas spirit now that Thanksgiving's in the rearview mirror.
Yep, plowing ahead to Christmas.
That's right, keep moving on.
Yes. And
well, I haven't gotten
Monday,
a tree.
There was Cyber Monday. I didn't get involved, and then that's going to turn into just Hyper Friday, I'm sure.
Hyper Christmas Eve is probably more like it if you're like me. Showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for the deep south. For us, I don't think we'll see much in the way of rainfall, but we do have a chance tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a moment.
And also, there's a link between diabetes and heart failure. Well, we'll find out. A new report looks into that, coming up in Health Smart.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
If you want 24/7 access to ABC7's breaking news stories, weather forecasts, traffic alerts, health reports, Suncoast View, and more ABC7 programming, now there's good news. Introducing the free ABC7 channel on Amazon Fire TV. Your 24/7 access to ABC7. Just search ABC7 on the streaming device and download the free ABC7 channel app. Or if you don't have an Amazon Fire TV, you can get one at Amazon.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator. There was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs. Stop the crimes.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now, during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
Current conditions for us are very mild with a 68-degree temperature and a dew point close to it. We do have the potential for some patchy fog across the area. Watch for that. It's not going to be real thick. It's not going to, cause you to really have to lower your speeds all that much, but you might have to ease up off the throttle just a tad. We're looking at a southeast wind continuing at about 9 across the region. That's preventing the fog from being too widespread or too thick, but it's in certain locations, so particularly wind-protected areas and inland areas. So watch for that. 68 degrees in Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch coming in at 68. So is Mayaca, Wauchula, Arcadia, Northport. 69 degrees in Punta Gorda, Venice, Inglewood. 72 degrees Longboat Key. Across the state, not a whole lot of activity here. The radar echoes are lacking in our neck of the woods. Not a drop of rain falling here. Boy, it is a big weather day in parts of the deep south. We have strong storm systems kind of developing here around a trough of low pressure, a cold front, cold air back behind it, upslope winds coming in. We have two maximum of the tornado season in the deep south. One is now, the other, of course, in spring, but this storm system is producing some very, very heavy rainfall. 2-inch rainfalls, 1-inch rainfall, certainly widespread across parts of eastern Texas and central Texas in areas that have wildfires burning in multiple locations. So this is a very good thing in terms of fighting that wildfire. What's not such a good thing are these areas outlined in red. These are tornado watch boxes up till about 11 o'clock this morning. Potential exists for tornadoes. We've already had some that have taken lives in Alabama. And now we have severe thunderstorm warnings. These areas in yellow here indicated on a large area, actually from border to border in Tennessee, central East Tennessee particularly. There are big thunderstorms there that could produce some damaging winds. Gusts up to 60 miles an hour certainly will not do the wildfire fighters, try to say that fast, any favors, because those 60-mile-an-hour winds, of course, are even stronger aloft where the fires can send embers a mile or so away from where the fires are being fought and cause other fires to spread. That frontal boundary is the one that's going to move through here tomorrow, actually, but the trough of low pressure itself and the energy associated with it in the jet stream are moving off to the north and to the east, so we only get a very faded representation of what that front is right now. Once it moves through here tomorrow, we'll be lucky to get a little bit of a shower, a passing sprinkle, and it certainly isn't going to lower our temperatures all that much, maybe a couple of degrees, return us to more seasonable values, but it's not a cold blast of air. That front continues on south throughout the day. Tomorrow we get partly cloudy skies today, higher humidity because of the southerly wind, and then those possible showers tomorrow as winds shift a little bit more to the northwest. I think we'll be in for several days in a row then of some pretty nice weather, a lot of sunshine, breezy conditions, lower relative humidity till the next chance of rain comes on Thursday. Today, winds elevated a tad to start the day off with a 10 to 15 knot wind out of the southeast, boaters. That'll bring you a moderate chop with 2 to 4 foot seas. And the forecast calling for a couple of rain chance days. Thursday, of course, tomorrow morning. And then on Sunday and Monday, also a rain chance days. But again, the rain chances minimal. Back to you.
All right, taking a quick look at our traffic. Still looking pretty good out there. Congestion building a little bit in Manatee, but no major incidents to delay you for hours or extended periods of time. Going into Sarasota, also we're seeing clear roadways there, and also even into South County. 75, everything looking good.
Now, if you're a diabetic, you may want to watch your heart health.
A new study is showing a link with increased heart disease if you have the autoimmune condition. The study showing almost 70% of patients with diabetes age 65 or older died from some sort of heart disease, bringing the risk of dying from heart disease up almost 2 to 4 folds versus a person without diabetes.
Yeah.
Now stay with us, or you...
No, that's all right. We'll be right back.
You want to talk about your heart disease?
No, just a lot of autoimmune. Psoriasis also causes,
yeah.
There may be a link to it. But we'll be right back with more news after this.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Black Friday's biggest deals are still here. That's right, the Black Friday sales event is going strong at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Ram trucks are built tough enough to help you conquer whatever the day may throw your way with all the technology and comfort you'd find in a luxury vehicle. Right now, get over 20% off. That's up to $15,000 off a new Ram 1500. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
What makes America's #1 beach even better? How about seafood and music? Don't miss the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival happening Saturday and Sunday, December 3rd and 4th from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival December 3rd and 4th. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
A cattle adventure had some Sacramento residents looking twice as the herd took over the neighborhood. The driver of a cattle transport trailer had pulled over to take a nap when the bold bovine broke out of their enclosure and took to the streets. The cows trampled over air conditioning units, fences, and making a mess. Officers with the California Highway Patrol were able to move the cattle into a tight space, and well, it gives new meaning to the word chips, right?
How did they get
California
Good
Highway
one.
Patrol. There you go, baby. Ponch and John come to the rescue.
There you
Cow
go.
chipping.
I would imagine the stampede woke up the driver, don't you?
You think?
The
I
commotion.
hope so, at least.
We'll be back. More news coming up.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us. All of us. You're going to need our help with your water, your air, your food. You're going to need our determination, our compassion. You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. And we promise we'll be there when you need us.